Live, local, trusted. This is WKYT News.
From the White House to Fayette County, a high-ranking Trump ally says she's about to tour flood damage.
Plus, affordable housing at a cost. Why some Lexington neighbors say a plan to build just isn't worth it.
And the state house could vote today on a bill advocates say will weaken worker rights in Kentucky. Good morning and welcome to WKYT Mornings on the CW Lexington. I'm Mariah Conjito.
And I'm Destiny Quinn. We're here with more local news in the mornings each weekday between 7 and 9. You're going to want the jacket this morning, but by this afternoon, you probably won't need it.
Yeah, it is one of those days where you start with it on and then you can take it off later, which I like.
Me too.
As long as I don't have to wear it all day, Jim.
And you won't. You won't have to because it's going to be fantastic out there. The temperature will climb. It's a little chilly right now. Sure, we've got 30s, we've got 20s, and we have some 40s. We have it all. And we're going to all end up in that 65 to 70 degree range a little bit later today. Look at the numbers currently. I've got 27 in Monticello. That's your coldest spot. And then I've got as warm as 43 in Pikeville, and then we get into the low to mid 30s elsewhere here this morning. Showers are on the map. You can see them just to our north. Right there through Illinois, Wisconsin, Indiana. Look at the nose of this. Nose of that's coming in with a little bit of wintry weather there in Indiana going over toward Ohio. We don't get any of that this go around because, again, we're going to go into the 60s today. But as this dives in, and this is not the push just yet, but as it does, we're going to get in on some rain, some gusty showers perhaps. There might even be a rogue thunder shower embedded within all of this. This is 7:30. Some of the light rain starts falling, and then we go beyond that. See how it ramps up a little bit with intensity? You're going to get some of those going, which might be a thunder shower or two. And you might even get some of that, what we call grapple, the soft hail-like stuff. That could develop out of this as well. And then we get into the cooler side. But the cooler side isn't bad at all. I'll explain that coming up in a few minutes. But right now, let's get you over to India.
Well, those road conditions look pretty good at the moment. Again, we're still dealing with that crash that was on News Circle right near Leestown. So be very careful when heading out the door. But if we're taking a look elsewhere, traffic is still flowing along the way that it should be. We're getting a little heavy right in front of Fayette Mall, right near Nicholasville and Reynolds. Seeing some delays, Newtown Pike, right near I-75. You can see those delays starting to pour in right near Man of War as we get closer and closer to Liberty and I-75. Again, extra time is needed heading outside, but overall, you can see that things are still very much light and still in the green right now. So let me show you what outside looks like at Man of War and Alumni, because we tend to pick up there in volume first, and you can actually start to see it. We're getting those delays starting to pour in, getting a little heavy out there, but overall, no major issues at the moment, Destiny.
Thanks, India. 2 central Kentucky school districts are out today because of water issues. Bourbon County is using NTI. Paris City school students have the day off. Both districts posted about the issue early this morning. We are making calls to figure out how widespread the problem is. We will keep you updated.
A White House official is set to see storm damage today in Kentucky.
Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem will be in Lexington. The official press release announcing the visit says she'll survey flood damage in Lexington. We have reached out to see if she'll be visiting hard-hit parts of eastern Kentucky.
Kentucky's weather-related death toll is rising. Governor Beshear says the count is now at 23. He says a man in Graves County drowned.
Live, local, trusted. This is WKYT News.
From the White House to Fayette County, a high-ranking Trump ally says she's about to tour flood damage.
Plus, affordable housing at a cost. Why some Lexington neighbors say a plan to build just isn't worth it.
And the state house could vote today on a bill advocates say will weaken worker rights in Kentucky. Good morning and welcome to WKYT Mornings on the CW Lexington. I'm Mariah Conjito.
And I'm Destiny Quinn. We're here with more local news in the mornings each weekday between 7 and 9. You're going to want the jacket this morning, but by this afternoon, you probably won't need it.
Yeah, it's that time of, I don't want to say time of year because I know it's going to get colder, but
Right.
It is that time, Jim, right? Whenever you walk in with the jacket, you take it off at the end of the day.
It's one of those situations where you throw it over the shoulder as you walk out the door. You don't put it on. Because we do have the chills here this morning, but by later on today, we're going to be much, much milder all across Kentucky. It's colder because we have, look at these numbers, we're in the 30s. We're 35 in Lexington, 33 in Frankfort, 34 in Mount Sterling. So You got all kinds of chills out there everywhere you go. Then you've got 32 out toward Glasgow, for example. Then you got 33 in Frankfurt. But a little pocket of 40s shows up right here. 42 Pikeville, Prestonsburg at 40, and 41 in Jackson. So you get out east, and you've got some relatively milder air. It's not much, but it's a little bit different than the rest of us. Precipitation-wise, I've got some stuff cranking up just to the north. Now, this is all tied to our next system. You got a few showers that will be attached to it. Behind it, the numbers are going to fall. But out ahead of it, look at what they do. 65 to 70 degrees. And we sit in those 60s. This shows you noontime. It shows you 8 o'clock. That whole time, we're in the 60s. Not a bad looking day, India, out there. How are the roads, though, this morning?
Well, right now they're really busy. We're dealing with slow traffic pretty much all over the place. And not only that, we're also dealing with an accident that's causing some delays out there. So we're taking a look at the big map right now, and you can obviously see a lot of slowdowns out there to the point where we're almost in the single digits. I mean, northbound I-75, you're down to 9 miles per hour if you're going to travel right near the southern split. You can see Versailles right near Alexandria also down to 9 miles per hour. And we're seeing the same on Richmond Road in front of Jacobson Park. We're down to 11 miles per hour. So again, those delays are still pouring in. But let's show you what outside looks like at the scene of this crash that we've been dealing with pretty much all morning. It looks like crews are still working to clear the scene up. Still one lane is getting by when heading in that northbound direction as you get closer to Midland. This is Winchester and Loudon. And again, this crash is still active at the moment. So just avoid the area if you can. Destiny.
Thanks, India. 2 Central Kentucky school districts are out today because of water issues. Bourbon County is using NTI. Paris City school students have the day off. Both districts posted about the issue early this morning. We are making calls to figure out how widespread the problem is, and we'll keep you updated.
A White House official is set to see storm damage today in Kentucky.
Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem will be in Lexington. The official press release announcing the visit says she'll survey flood damage here. We have reached out to see if she'll be visiting hard-hit parts of eastern Kentucky.
Kentucky's weather-related death toll is rising. Governor Beshear says the count is now at 23. He says a man in Graves County drowned.